Hi everyone, I hope everyone's well who's watching. This is a Graetz Chanson O2F radio made in Germany between 1966 and 1968. I got it the other day. I quite like these long and low 1960s sort of tabletop transistor radios. This one's got 4 wave bands on it, and it probably stick out about 2 watts. Now Graetz, they made some fantastic valve sets, and they're probably one of the German makers we don't find over here in the UK too much. And indeed this one's only 220 volts. Now I've taken the back off and had a look inside. Someone's been in here before and it doesn't look too great a piece of work, so I'm going to remove the chassis and we're going to have a look at it. But it's in great cosmetic condition, which is one reason why I snagged it, and that sort of piano finish on top is in great condition, absolutely smooth as anything, as you can see by the reflections. So I'll get the chassis out and we'll have a look. Here's the chassis out of the wooden cabinet, quite easy to get out, just 4 bolts on the underside and it pushes out from the front. And welcome along to some really amazing bodgery. Now most of it is around the power supply area. As you can see, someone's replaced the bridge rectifier. The bridge rectifier was originally in this little holder here, I guess, and they've replaced it with a KBU 606, which is good for 6 amps at 800 volts. There was a 2500 UF capacitor originally here, and they've replaced that with a 2200 and a 220 UF capacitor, so full marks for that. But the soldering isn't brilliant where it attaches to the transformer tags here, and there's some really bad soldering just here. And also I believe that someone's had a problem with the dual volume tone and main switch control here, and that's been pulled out. And I think what they've done is they've snipped all the wires, pulled the original out, and then removed the end bits of the wire that were on the original control, resoldered it to the new one, and then rejoined it inside the radio here. So I'm going to have to replace all these wires. Let's have a better look at that. So as you can see as well, the incoming mains, where it meets the switch, someone's chock blocked it, so cut that, put 2 new bits of wire on from a lamp or something and chock blocked it. There's the new volume tone control just here. As you can see, when I down, there's been lots of cutting of wires and rejoining them, so that'll have to be replaced. And I'll swing you around to the power supply so you can enjoy the soldering, especially if you can move that wire just there. And also you can just see coming into view now, these are the legs of the bridge rectifier, which will all need sleeving because that's not safe at all. And talking of safety, one really important thing is on a lot of German or European sets you have this mains voltage selection board here, and it's quite easy to put your hand, if you're working on the radio and you want to move it about, just pick it up like that, especially if you're testing it and want to turn it around to see where you're tuned to or something. You put your hand there, bang, there's incoming mains on this board, so one of the first things I'm going to do is take that off. It's also got a mains aerial on it, so I'm going to snip that because the only protection to the tag board, to your aerial tag board, is a single little capacitor, which is this, if you can see it, is this capacitor here. That's your only protection. I don't like that, so especially as this is not an earthed chassis. So I've got a fair bit of work ahead of me, which is what I like. It's all fun. It's got some original electrolytics still left inside it. I think these are the only two that have been changed. So we've got one there, got another one there, another one there, one there. Saw another one somewhere else actually. Anyway, but what I also found interesting is also got the German equivalent of Hunts in it. Our famous Hunts capacitors that we love so much here. I don't know whether you can see that one in centre of frame now, but this one here, it's got a crack all the way around it, just like our very own Hunts capacitors, and this one here has got a crack just here. So they're probably all contributing to the low volume and very weak sensitivity. This set's got AF125s in it, I believe, so at least we should be free of tin whiskers. Let's just zoom out. There's the underside of the radio. I don't know what that is. That's holding. Oh, that's holding the mains the incoming mains wire to where it's chock blocked. But that's the underside of the PCB. The rest of the radio looks in pretty good condition, needs a clean. A little bit dusty, a little bit dirty, but we'll soon sort that. But as I say, my main priority is get this taped off so it's safe to work on, and then I'll look at replacing all these wires because they could touch, like this transistor here, it's only a few millimeters away. Same with this one, if for any reason it moves, that could be shorted out, and I'll need to make good the soldering on the mains transformer here, because to be honest it's a bit of a shocker. So I've done all the preliminary work on it. I've cleaned the chassis a bit, and I've taped off the mains voltage selection board here so I don't get zapped. But let's have a listen to the radio. The seller said it was working, and it sort of is, but it's extremely quiet. Right, I've got the volume on full here, and this is BBC Radio 5, which in the UK is very, very strong in most areas. So extremely weak. It receives on all wave bands. You can hear stations on all bands, but it's very, very quiet. And I suspect it could be some of the electrolytics. So that's what I should be doing next. I should be replacing those and see how much it improves step by step.